All the food of this world is not going to solve the problem you actually have. You know, Alice, you have to admit you have problems. I ate all the time. I needed money and I felt like I could never get out of it. What is the cause and how can you fix it? Hello everyone, welcome to Alice channel. Have you ever had the experience when you ate so much and you already felt pain in your stomach but you couldn't stop? Then this video is for you. This is something I've encountered from personal experience and now I want to share what's helped me and others cope with this problem. Watch this video till the end and you will learn what you can do right now to improve your situation. I've collected the best tips and practices. And most importantly, you should not just watch this video, right? You should implement what you will learn in your life. It will 100% change your life for the better. What is it exactly? Emotional eating, overeating. What is the cause and how can you fix it? There are actually a lot of situations when we eat on emotion, and it's not always the bad thing. For example, at a birthday party, when you eat a birthday cake, you eat it not because you are physically hungry, but because you are celebrating the birthday of your friend, sister, brother, doesn't matter. So you eat that cake for an emotional reason, right? It's your choice, you choose it, and you enjoy it. It's okay. We are going to talk about another type of emotional eating, which is when we eat not because of biological hunger, to help reduce or solve your emotional problem or physiological dissatisfaction, always based on stress. Or we want to get rid of some emotion and state. Our brain is trying to find a way to feel better. We automatically get a boost of a dopamine, the pleasure hormone in both the brain and the body. And you feel good immediately. Why am I sharing this story actually? For the first time, my emotional overeating happened when I was studying at university. And I absolutely didn't understand why I needed this education. And I felt extremely exhausted. I was in a place, in a city I hated by that time. And because of my studies, I couldn't leave it. So I could not leave that city. At the same time, I worked at a job I didn't like 6 days a week. And as a student, I could not quit. I needed money and I lived in a rented room in a shared apartment. I almost stopped communicating with anyone. I felt extremely lonely. It was all at the same time. I felt extremely broken and I started to eat over it. And if there was a free time, I don't know, day, evening, or I had a day off, I ate all the time. It seemed to me that it somehow relieved my pain, and it did, but in the end, and plus 8 kilograms came to me, plus digestive problems, hormones problems were added. I was just still as broken. I still didn't understand that the cause is deeper than just following the right diet. Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to tell you my whole story in details for half an hour. Okay, let's just say that period was extremely dark in my life and I felt like I could never get out of it. That's why this topic is so important to me. So I succeed. I want to share with you something that will help you. First one, human is a biopsychosocial being. I remember this from University for Life. We have two parts of the brain, or two brains, whatever. Our biological part, the animal part, which is responsible for keeping our body alive. And that's why the attitude is turned on. The body feels bad, it needs to stock up on food, quickly. Fat is an energy store. It has the most calories, which is ideal for this purpose. That's why exactly we want fatty and sweet food. The second part of our brain is human brain, prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for controlling our actions. The animal brain cannot be responsible for the actions we do. Our task number one is to differentiate between them, to separate these two brains and understand that the animal brain wants it. And this is just a habit. You are used to doing it this way. And now you have to get used to doing it differently. Get to the same automaticity that you are in the habit of eating now. If you like this video, put like button below, subscribe to the channel, and if there are people in your circle who also suffer from emotional overeating, share this video with them. And then more people can learn how to deal with this problem. When we eat like this, when we fill our bellies, we feel anger toward ourselves, contempt, condemnation of ourselves. But the problem is, when we treat ourselves this way, we lose the opportunity to change it. You really need to change your self-criticism to curiosity and desire to get to the root of the problem. When you start eating emotionally again, when you are not hungry, turn on your mindfulness and ask yourself, what are you doing now? And why are you doing this? Become an outside observer of yourself. And so we move on to the step 2. What is happening right now? What emotion am I feeling now? Or maybe I'm trying to avoid doing something that I don't want to do in this way. With emotional eating, the pattern is don't feel, eat, blame yourself for it. And what you need to get it is feel, don't eat, and be kind to yourself. And primarily interested in yourself. Whatever feeling you are experiencing is a message for you. So we think that emotional overeating is the problem. In fact, it is just a message from your body and brain that something is wrong. Those emotions came with some information for you. What are you actually experiencing? Maybe you are bored or feel sad, or maybe you are stressed or feel lonely. Give your own answer. We have to understand something about ourselves, about our life, or about a particular day. Figuring it out, growing over ourselves as a person. Also, of course, we will not move to the goal of weight loss. Over it, restrict ourselves, over it again, and scold ourselves for that. We are, at this point, like a little kid who can't control himself. He just wants, and that's all. Controlled only by his instincts. The only way to get controlled over any habit is to learn and understand, to look at the root of the problem. If we need to do something we don't want to do, we catch ourselves thinking instead and saying, what is happening right now? Are you really hungry? And when you can identify the feeling, you can ask yourself, and what else? What else can I do to soothe and take care of myself? Real take care. When you have answered this question for yourself, you can move on to the next, most important question. What is my real hunger? What do I really want? What do I need? I remember when I said to myself, you know, Alice, you have to admit you have problems. But what do you really want? I didn't want to work where I worked. I didn't want to live where I lived. I didn't was satisfied with my life at all. And instead of solving all these problems, I ate and couldn't stop. You can never have enough of what you really don't want. Maybe you feel not self-actualized. Maybe you don't like your job. Maybe you have relationship problems. All the food of this world is not going to solve the problem you actually have. Understand what you really want and what you are not satisfying in your life. Well, let's sum up. Now we know we have two brains, a human brain and an animal brain, whose job is to help us in ways he knows how to relieve pain. Task number 1 is to consciously separate them and not give in to the machinations of the animal brain. We learn to separate them and capture ourselves in the moment. What am I feeling right now? Am I physically hungry? Now we know it's a habit and we need to decompose this habit into patterns. For example, I'm eating because I'm lonely and have no one to talk to. What can I do? And number 3, we ask ourselves, what do I really want? I overeat because I don't like my job. I don't want to do it. Okay. So how can I really fix this situation? You're asking yourself and move into real life, deal with real action. All of these points I will put in the description below. Write these points down for yourself in your journal. Allow yourself literally 15 minutes and answer these questions honestly. I promise you, you will feel so much better already in that moment. And assignment right now. Write your answers in the comments below. They may help others to understand their situations as well. Put like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And love yourself, your body, your food, and your life. I wish you all mental and physical health. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Bye!